Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about an actress that I always admired. Especially from one film that had an incredible impact on me, called The Night Porter. Maybe you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Charlotte Rampling. And I met Charlotte in Paris in the late 80s, and I had the occasion to do a shooting with her, and I was very intrigued by meeting her, because every second I looked at Night Porter the night before, and then another film called Taxi Mauve. She was one of the top people that I really wanted to photograph at that time, and it was almost like a dream come true. We were shooting at Studio Astra in Paris, at Rue Saint-Dominique. I had an incredible crew with me. I was very inspired by David Bowie at the time and Ziggy Stardust, and she walked in with her wet hair, pale white skin, in men's clothes, and she really reminded me of David Bowie. So I wanted to create a picture to shoot David Bowie and shoot Charlotte Rampling in one, doing several exposures, and a kind of photograph in transformation. We had a costume of light from a bullfighter called Dominguin. We started to put the first layer like a mask on her. We had David Bowie in the background, ground control and Major Tom, and Charlotte was on the set, and she opened her mouth and looked at me, and I saw David Bowie was looking at me. We had the vinyl album of David Bowie's, and I looked at the picture, I looked at her, I showed the makeup artist, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Jose Luis, and I said, why don't you really go as far as you can on the next layer and transform her even more, darken her hair, draw a second eyeliner, almost a second eye, tape her eye on one side down and on the other side up a little bit. So we take the second album. Charlotte came back totally transformed, and we put her exactly on the same spot. I moved my camera by 1/10 of an inch and did a second layer on the film. Overexpose, second exposure, third exposure, Polaroid, second, third exposures. And this image started growing piece by piece, and I think 4 hours later I had the fully developed image that became this really iconic image of Charlotte. And the great thing about Charlotte was she was standing there fully dressed and in an evening gown, and I said, become a man, and her face started becoming masculine, and she said, I would say, drop her robe, breathe in, turn your body into a man's body, but she would stand in front of me totally naked, and I thought I was looking at the man, her body tight and narrow, looking at me, totally uninhibited. And then getting dressed again, and the girl came out with this little cheeky smile, putting another cigarette on and taking a glass of whiskey and going back. What's next? I feel like jumping. And then we put this huge dress on her, and I said, feel like you're a bag. And it was a wonderful Comme des Garçons dress. It was when Comte did this incredible collection where all the dress had holes. Charlotte Rampling was jumping in the studio like a bag in the middle of the air, like a little girl, her hair going up. But most extraordinary thing, it's this great self-control and total innocence in every one of her photographs. And we then went back to the Ritz where I was staying, and we had dinner, and I had dinner with Sergio Silvestris from Pomelato, and during that time we did this incredible campaign for Pomelato to raise awareness for the ICRC, which in the end became a very, very large project. And during the dinner, Sergio opened a box of jewelry, and there was this one piece of jewelry he put in Charlotte's hand, and he said, he told the story, what we were doing, and Charlotte said, why don't we go up to Michel's room, we take another picture for your big project in Michel's room. So we all finished the most amazing dinner together at the Ritz, and went together to my room, and Charlotte sat back in the chair, put on this incredible delicate piece of jewelry. Sergio was sitting behind me. She had a cigarette in her hand and kept smoking, and it took me maybe 15 minutes to do this picture, and we had the most amazing photograph that was a major part of the Pomelato book, also the print for the Pomelato auction. And for many, many, many years I continued working with Charlotte Rampling, and she became a major part in that period in my life. And what is amazing about this is how these pictures remain. And when you look, the time is over, it's a different time, but you look at these photographs and oh my God, I remember this picture. So create magic, sync your camera, it's a magic box. Use this magic box every moment. Don't leave your house without your magic box, or today without your iPhone. The new iPhones are extraordinary. Thank you very, very much, and we talk tomorrow. All the best. That's Michel.